Hey friends, it is Lisa from True North Academy. And for those of you who are new here, welcome. We've been online since 2019, offering live online and self-paced classes for 6th through 12th graders. We have some exciting programs for you. We're constantly researching not just the history of education in America, we already know that, but where education and where the marketplace is going. And we do that so that you can rest assured when you come into our programs, we've done the research for you and we're leading you on a clear and guided pathway towards future success. Our goal is for our students to come into our classes and to our programs and leave with actual skills at the end of them, not just academic skills, which of course are so important, but interpersonal skills, life skills, how to do time management, how to advocate for themselves, how do they do a presentation well, what goes into making a clear PowerPoint. A lot of our students are leaving with digital portfolios and they're ready to rock and roll. That's what we're all about at True North Academy. We are your trusted academic partner. Now, a lot of people have been asking you, what kind of families and students do you have at True North Academy? And so I wanted to address that in this podcast. I hope that you find a family and a student like you. You can see that we appeal to a lot of different families, but a couple in particular. The first family at True North that you're going to find is the entrepreneurial family. They often own businesses or work for themselves. They want education to build initiative, not just grades. Of course, they understand credits and grades and transcripts and all of that. They realize the importance of it, but they want the education to serve the child, not the other way around. And I love that approach because it really makes education and curriculum a tool to do what the student is called to do in life. This family values flexibility and real world skills. They're very practical and pragmatic. That's me, by the way, practical and pragmatic. I don't like busy work. I don't want to fluff out our program or our classes. I tell the teachers all the time, we don't want busy work. We want skill building work for the kids to actually do that is motivating and gets them to the next level. We, the entrepreneurial family, we all understand that AI is changing everything. It's not just changing how we work and our efficiency of work, it's changing how people think. And as a result, we need to take it very seriously without being afraid of it. We need to understand it as a tool, what it can do for us, our businesses, and our kids, and how to set good guardrails in place so that our kids don't pay the price for it. It's creating white matter in kids' brains and probably adults too. The research is very young because AI as a tool is very young, but we have to be aware of how that's changing, not just education in the marketplace, but also how we think and how we interact with others. So we're aware of AI. And then as an entrepreneurial family, we want our kids to think independently, right? We want them to have personal agency and to realize that they live in an incredible country where the sky's the limit. And if they have personal agency and a little bit of creativity, a work ethic, they can go so far. And we're all about that. Okay. The second type of family you're going to find at True North is the mission-driven family. This is your military family, ministry, first responder, or this family goes to frequent relocations. Now, our family is a former military family. We have a lot of vets and military active duty at True North. We appreciate our military members. We appreciate our ministerial families. We know that a lot of your life is focused and dedicated to serving others, first responders, et cetera. So we offer a standing military and ministry discount that never goes away, and it's applicable to anything we have at True North. And you can stack it with any other discount or bundle pricing that we have, because we want to show you that we honor the sacrifice that not just you are making, but your family is making. When my husband was active duty, I was very much part of the military as well. We lived on base housing. It's just a family affair, right? We know that if you are a military or ministry family, if you're a mission-driven family, you are looking for stability with flexibility because your life might include frequent relocations, maybe an odd schedule, and you need to know that the things that are important are reliable, but there's got to be some flexibility given the inflexibility of some of the things that you're dealing with. That's what you can find at True North Academy. You can come to our live online classes. They're all recorded. So if you get a PCS and your family can go with you, or a TDY and your family can go with you, you can come back and watch the recording of the class. So our self-paced classes as well offer a lot of flexibility. We do just ask that the kids finish those self-paced classes within the semester. It adds that little bit of accountability and keeps the kids motivated to finish the coursework. We know that mission-driven families are values, character, faith, and academically driven. We understand that you do value character. What kind of person are you becoming? How does your faith inform you, not just as a form in your life that you go to church and you do the routine of religion, but how does your faith actually inform you? And we also understand that academic excellence means you are giving yourself options, which means you're affecting the world in a better way. You want teachers who know your kids. You want teachers who understand who they are, their name, what they value, how to motivate them. And we value that. That's why we keep our class sizes small, because we want to get to know each student in our class. We want them to know us by name and their other students in the class. We are building an international community. Some of our kids actually travel during the summer to see each other and go to summer camps together. We meet our families at conferences, and we love getting to know you all personally. We also know that the mission-driven family appreciates an accredited portable education because does accreditation matter in the fact that you can graduate your kids without an unaccredited degree? You absolutely can. You absolutely can. However, if you're moving from port to port, whatever that might look like, you have to have a portable education. And if you go from homeschooling back into a public or private school, you might need that accreditation to show the work to the next place. And so that's why True North is Cognia accredited. Cognia's accreditation goal is continuous improvement, which fits into the True North mission so beautifully. So you can rely on the academics that your kids are receiving at True North Academy. Our teachers are subject matter experts, and we're really involved in trying to create a program that is beneficial to your kids. Again, getting back to, we want your kids to leave every single class with more skills in their toolbox, not just academic, but life and social skills. The third type of family at True North Academy is a future-focused professional family. Now, listen, you might be in every one of these categories. I feel like our family might be too. And your household income is probably well over $100,000. Both parents have college degrees. You travel and expose your children to the world. You're excited about traveling with your kids and trying new foods and experiences and activities. And you absolutely understand that higher education is changing. You're aware of the fact that colleges are closing really fast and they're losing their accreditation. They're consolidating. Higher education is really in a time of serious disruption. So you are looking for a personalized pathway, not a one-size-fits-all education. And I commend you for that. This is the way that the wealthy families have always educated their kids. It's been very personalized. It looks at the child and it looks at where they are going to be. Now, there's some controversy about this. Should you let your kids decide where they're going to go, or should you decide for your kids and create a path for them? And I think it's a both and kind of proposition. Our academic advising takes into account who the student is and what jobs are happening, what jobs are going to be burgeoning in the fourth industrial revolution. So it's a both and kind of proposition, not an either or. These future-focused families are very open to college. It's not that they're saying college isn't worth anything. They're open to it, but they want it to be a good return on their time and money. And I think ROI and ROT is a great way to think about where your kids are going to go after high school. Does it actually return to you your money and your time? If not, time to reconsider. But not only are they open to college, they're open to entrepreneurship, the trades, and innovative career paths, and often a combination of all of these things. Not just getting a degree, but starting their own business, maybe acquiring a business, maybe doing a trade along with it, having a couple of side hustles. Listen, this is going to be the work world of the future, and it's here already. Really creating innovative career paths for yourself or your family. Now, the fourth avatar at True North Academy is the high-achieving homeschool family. This is the family that loves learning and reads widely. And honestly, I would say probably all of our families at True North Academy fall under this category. They're willing to invest in quality education because they realize not only can it get you a great job, but it can actually help you create a beautiful life. Isn't that what we all want for our kids, right? A beautiful life full of truth, beauty, and goodness. We want academic rigor with flexibility, and we're looking for a community of like-minded families. That's what you can really find at True North Academy. You're going to find an entire international community of people who value education, who love learning, and who want to read widely. You want your kids challenged and prepared for the future. And listen, as a mom of 5, I totally get that. There is no greater joy to know that your kid is walking in the Lord and that they have a future that matches their giftings, their callings, and that they're going to be doing well in life. So those are the types of families at True North. Now, I wanted to tell you a little bit more specifically about some of the students at True North, because this might help you understand a little bit more about True North as well. We have the early graduate entrepreneur, and I've worked with several kids like this. A student comes to us like middle school, and they are fed up with traditional academic learning. They're struggling to keep pace. They're disinterested. They're demotivated, and they just don't want to do traditional classes anymore. I just worked with a kiddo like this, and she finished high school requirements in just 2 years. She graduated just before she turned 16 with an accredited high school diploma and 26 high school credits. So there was no like cheating on her credits or her high school work. She did between 8 and 12 classes and credits per year and had a GPA of 94.5. So she did very, very well. Why, when she was so demotivated just a few years ago, did that switch flip? And all of a sudden, she's like a high performer student. It's because she was motivated. She saw the end in sight, and it was getting her towards her goals. This is a very pragmatic student. They don't want to waste years doing busy work and doing a lot of fluff. They want to get where they need to go and move on to the next thing. And this student in particular already had a business. She'd taken our entrepreneurship class, and she decided she was going to be an entrepreneur. She tried a couple different businesses and landed on a fiber arts business. Now, she was building a successful fiber arts business while she was finishing all these credits. And when she graduated at 16, she threw her heart and soul into this little business. She now has the freedom to pursue entrepreneurship and higher education on her own timeline. She has the academic skills she needs to really rock and roll. And she's got this great little business going. She's still at home. So like a lot of entrepreneurs, when you don't have a safety net, it's really hard to go all in. She's able to go all in, and she's doing fantastic with her business. Love this story. Okay, the second type of student at True North is the high achieving college pathway. This is a kid who wants a very traditional high school experience, but listen, they've got other things going on that they're also very, very invested in. This particular student is halfway through earning his private pilot's license at 15. He's an honor student, and he's going to graduate with both his high school diploma and his college degree in hand at 18 with a private pilot's license. We are building a very customized pathway around his career goals. He's very committed to them. And listen, not every high school, middle school, or high school student knows what they want to do, but some of them do. And for those kids who really know what they want to do, creating a personalized pathway for them is the best thing that you can do, because it's going to keep them motivated. Again, they have an end goal, and it's theirs. They're owning it. Now, another type of student that you're going to find at True North Academy is the hands-on builder. This kiddo might be dyslexic or have other learning challenges, and they never really enjoyed traditional school because it felt very demotivating to them. They didn't feel like they could ever really succeed or win. They're usually very hard workers because they've had to work hard at everything to really get where the average or normal kids are at, right? This student started a lawn care business and a 3D printing business while he was in high school, doing very, very well with it. He graduated with a solid college prep diploma. Now, we have some classes at True North that are non-traditional, like physical science with the movies. It's very fun. It's a little bit gamified. Cinematic stories is a full credit of lit and comp, and they get deep into lit analysis, but it's focused on film, not reading a lot of books. So we have accommodated for these type of students with some of our classes, and again, creating that personalized learning program for them can really help you pull in some non-traditional types of classes and learning experiences for your kids. This kiddo, again, graduated with a really solid college prep diploma, and they also earned their OSHA-10 certification and First Aid certification. Cert stacking is a great way to go in high school. A lot of parents aren't really aware of that. You can do a lot of certs for free online. You got to check out our new program at True North Academy because we want to get into the weeds with you guys and provide accountability for your students. What certs are really important? How do you find them? And how do you document those on a transcript or a resume? This student also left high school with practical skills, confidence. Did you hear that? Confidence. Because a lot of kids who are hands-on builder types who might have learning disabilities or challenges, they often feel so defeated by a traditional program. They don't leave the traditional school system with confidence. They feel incompetent. They feel put down. This student left our program with confidence and a clear career direction because we created a personalized learning plan for him that matched his skills, his abilities, and still gave him the tools that he needed to survive and thrive in this very disrupted time. Now, I want to tell you about one more type of student you might find at True North Academy, and that is the family business builder. We have several students like this. We have students who are working alongside their parents in the family business. One student in particular, he works alongside his father in the family farm. Now, this family has several other businesses that both of their sons work in with the parents. So they have a construction business, they have an Airbnb business, they have a lot of businesses that the kids are very involved with. They are also completing a rigorous college prep high school education that matches where they're going to go in life because they are going to be business owners, right? They're already co-owners, they're already co-workers with their parents, and they're going to graduate in a traditional time like 17 or 18, prepared for both work and college because not only are they graduating from True North Academy with a really solid academic transcript, they have an addendum page chock full of work experience. That's a win-win in my opinion. Okay, they plan to attend a trade school. Both sons, one for welding, one for electric work, and they're going to get their certs in both of those, or their licenses, their trades licenses in welding and electrical work. And their goal is to return to expand and strengthen the family business with advanced technical skills and solid academic skills. Listen, if you've been following the world of academia like I do every single day, you know that higher education is in deep, deep trouble. That the remedial classes for our college are $1 billion business, and a lot of our kids are going to college having to pay for college remedial classes but not getting college credit for them. It's really a money-making business for the college loan servicing centers, not your kids. And so you really got to have a fantastic personalized learning plan for your kids in place, middle school, high school, and really decide what are the goals that you have and your student has for themselves, and how are you going to get there. Now, if you're not sure how to create that, True North Academy is the place for you because we offer academic advising where we sit down with you and say, what kind of student is this? What are their plans? What are their goals? And we realize when we ask that question, not every middle schooler and high schooler has plans or has goals, but we look at what are their interests, what are the things that they're already skilled at, what is the working world asking for, and how do we marry those together? So our academic advising is a great place for you to start if you're not even sure, what do I do now? Go check out our typical course of study. It's one of our most popular downloads, and it just goes over what you need to know about year by year. I did an academic advising session last week with one of our new families at True North Academy, and she had told me that she had called several online academies. I was the only one who returned her phone call, and they were selling her class by class, but I laid out a program for her kids. Now, listen, one of the things you want to think about is what kind of academic skills do your kids need before they graduate from high school. I would say English, math, science, and history, a typical course of study, because each one of those gets to essential academic and thinking skills that they're going to need to succeed in this very disrupted time. I know I've talked about this is a disrupted time. We're in the fourth industrial revolution over and over and over. I feel like that's the only thing I talk about, but it's such an important thing to take in and to note as a parent as we're guiding our kids through this time, because The things that we relied on, going to college, meeting our spouse, starting a family, getting a job, getting professional degrees, those ways are disrupted. And so that clear pathway we had, it's not so clear for our kids. Now, I graduated from college with zero debt, as did my husband. Our parents helped out. We got grants and scholarships. We both did work study, and we worked every summer, every college break, and we were able to graduate debt free. That same Christian college that we went to in the middle of the country years ago now costs about $50,000 a year to go to. So working as a lifeguard or at Arby's is not going to pay off your student loan debt. And parents, you've got to really be aware of that. What worked for you is not going to probably work for your kids. And the other thing too, Trump just put a cap on student loan debt. I personally think this is a great thing, but it's affecting families in some really significant ways. And parents, you've got to be aware of this. We're going to do a separate podcast just on this. But with that cap, your kids can't take out more than $250,000 in student loans. That sounds like so much money, you're never going to hit it. But most kids are taking 6 years to graduate from undergrad, not 4. So if their college costs $50,000 a year for 6 years, you've already exceeded the limit on that cap. If they want to go to graduate school and they use that money for their undergrad, they don't have money to pay for grad school. So you've really got to plan well right now. Again, we're in these disrupted times. And so it's not a bad thing to find some help and get it so that you can really make a plan that's going to work for your family and for your kids. I want the best for your kids. Absolutely 100%. It's personal to me because we need a community in this world of people who are really committed to biblical truths and values and are seeking and promoting and providing truth, goodness, and beauty, not just for their own families, but for the world at large. True North Academy, we are your trusted academic partner. We would love to partner with you. Reach out to us and let us know how we can come alongside your academic project. It would honestly be our honor to do so.